history of his account, he has given tons of bad reviews. We've sold $1 million on eBay. We have 26,000, 28,000. So I'm going down to the basement to answer some questions on eBay. And I wanted to talk to you guys about a situation that happened to me. I unfortunately got a negative feedback and I'm kind of disappointed about it. So I just got a negative feedback on eBay. Yay, everybody. Everybody give me a round of applause. I was back up to 99.9% positive feedback, and I was checking my feedback last night and I'm like, well, that's not right. That's a little messed up. I'm at 99.8. So I check it and it's this dude that left me negative feedback on an item that was delivered like a few days ago. From what I understand now, eBay makes them wait like 7 days before they can leave negative feedback, and now they're going to want me to verify myself. I am human. Yes, I'm human, and that's a flower. That's a flower, or no, bumblebee. I've got to find the bumblebee. So I don't know why it does this all the time. But I'm back down to 99.8% feedback, and the item, he said it was not as described. In fact, it was yellowed and looked like it came from a smoker's house. Would not recommend and buy from again. And this item was a whopping $8.96. It was a 1982 G.I. Joe paper. It was an instruction paper for a heavy artillery laser, a HAL, whatever that is. I should have thrown it away. I should have thrown it away. But this guy has no history of leaving negative feedback. I checked it. Out of the hundreds and hundreds of feedback that he's left, like, I was the first negative feedback. And he was he was fairly upset that the paper that I sent him was yellow. And, you know, I could understand that. I would definitely understand that. I'll try to pop up the feedback on the screen so that you can see it real quick. But the thing is from 1982. It isn't like they are making them today. It ain't like it just rolled off the printing press. But I would understand his frustration if I did not tell him in the listing. This is my item description from me, the seller. It says, heavy artillery laser HAL, 1982, original instructions, blueprints, vintage G.I. Joe. I'll try to pop this up on the screen too. This is for the instructions only, because, you know, people are dumb. And they'll be like, oh, I'm supposed to get the whole laser cannon. And you're like, no, that's only for the instructions, because that's all that's in the photos. But you would think that people would know that. So I've been doing this long enough that I'm like, no, I better be specific. And I better say for the whole $10, they're not getting like a $300 toy. They're only getting the instructions. And there is a slight browning to one side. See the photo. So I sent the guy a message last night on eBay, and I know I'm not supposed to do this. I realized after the fact that Johnny Johnson is breaking the rules, that he's not supposed to do it. I sent him 2 messages. Let me get them pulled up here real quick, and we will talk about them. I sent him, you know, you would think that I would probably be way better at this if I was one of those really good YouTubers, and I would probably already had all these pulled up. The first message that I sent him says, I'm losing you right now. It says, I said, if I give you a full refund, would you revise your feedback? Like, I'm just going to give the guy his money back. It was $8. I don't really need the money. I'd rather not have a negative feedback for $8. I did get a negative feedback like this year, or in the last 12-month period, for a set of encyclopedias. I described them right. The guy got them. He went out left field on me. And he said that I didn't give him what he ordered. And he left me negative feedback. And once he left me negative feedback, I just ghosted him. I don't care. If you leave me negative feedback, you've done, the only bargaining chip that you have in your whole arsenal is that, you know, you could possibly leave me a bad feedback. You blow that wad, you shoot that nuclear weapon off, you go DEFCON 27, and guess what? I'm done with you. Once you leave me negative feedback, I don't care. And I'm definitely not going to give you back $200-300 to get a negative feedback wiped off my account. I'll wear that one for a whole year with pride. But for $8.96, I really don't want to do that. But, so I sent him that message, and then I sent him another message right after. It says, I said, if you read in the description, it says that it was discolored with browning. I had 6 or so photos of the paper. I honestly do not feel that I did anything in error. And I'm like, trying to get on his level. I'm like, look, we both love this stuff, but when you leave negative feedback for items like this, it honestly just makes the seller want to throw it away. I said, it's not worth a negative feedback for $10. We try to save this stuff, but man, it's mostly unappreciated. If you will revise the feedback, I'll give you the item for free. I do not care. I do this for my family. And it's been 17 hours. I'm sure that if the guy had to work, he's already home. And he just don't care. There's something about me and this piece of paper that he absolutely hates. That he feels, I'm guessing he's probably, I went and maybe Facebook stalked him. I went and checked out his Facebook page, and there's 2 public posts on his Facebook page. And they're kind of douchey. So you know, hey, old Johnny's going to keep a $9 negative feedback for a year, and eventually it'll fall off and get buried like the rest of them. But I wanted to say that I have kind of been noticing, when I sold antiques and collectibles, I got no real negative feedbacks and neutral feedbacks compared to what it's like now. Now, all of the negative and neutrals, which there's like I've got 3 neutrals and 3 negatives for the year, but it's all stuff that is either toy related, movie related. I just got a neutral feedback because I sold a set of discs, a DVD set, and the DVD set said, the guy left a negative feedback, and I'll read it for you. Well, I got 1 negative feedback, and I said, it's okay. And it's a Levi's red tab Sherpa line denim kids coat. It was beautiful, perfect shape. I don't know why it was just okay, but that's the feedback I got. So clothing seller buyers are problematic. They're a pain in the ass. I want to say it. And 2, media. I sold this DVD set cheap, yet another item for less than $10. And I replied to his DVD is missing inserts, and nowhere in the photos. I don't even know there was inserts that came with this. And he said, there's no insert. So I said, nowhere in the photos did it show inserts. Nowhere in the listing does it show inserts. But the buyer has left dozens of bad buyer reviews. No contact from buyer about any issue. No question about the item before they purchased. Enjoy your DVD set without the inserts. God bless you, sir. He wrote back. I'm not going to read you the whole thing because he wrote like 10 paragraphs. Really just 1. But this says the buyer has left. The only thing he focuses on is this buyer has left dozens of bad buyer reviews. I asked him to retract this false statement, and I did not give dozens of bad reviews in the past 12 months. No, but if you go back and you look at the history of his account, he has given tons of bad reviews. We've sold $1 million on eBay. We have 28,000 feedback, and we've left less than probably 5 negative feedbacks in our whole life on eBay. If you find a buyer that leaves multiple negative feedbacks, they're a problem. They're just a shit disturber. They're no good, and they need to be kicked off the platform. They're not worth, if that's you, you're not worth being on the platform. I would rather not have your money, and so would everybody else selling on eBay, because there's no way, there's absolutely no way that you have had that much problems on eBay. If you're leaving, I've seen buyers that had left 10 feedback and half of them were negative and neutrals. They need to be gone. They're just a problem. There's no reason. The platform is not that bad. And the next item that I got a neutral feedback for was a Barbie doll. So far we've got neutral feedback for clothing, media, and the last 2, one was a train set, and one was a magic earring midge. And I will say that the train was my fault because I said it came with a transformer, but it didn't. So that one I will take. I will wear that one with a badge of shame. And for 3 of them, for the 3 of the 4 neutral feedbacks, I don't feel were justified. And out of the 3 negative feedbacks that I have this year, it was not as described. In fact, it was yellowed guy. It was a toy item. The next one was the set of Encyclopedia Britannicas, which that guy was just wackadoodled. And I sold a remote for a toy car, and the guy said this was a bunk deal. So I don't know. If I had it to do over again, I would have stayed as far away from collectibles, media, and all of that stuff. It's fun to sell, but I find that you run into way more wackadoodles, way more nut jobs. Selling this kind of stuff, I've had problems. I've had to give more refunds. I've had to give just returns. Now, how do you feel? I could be wrong. Oh, Johnny could be wrong. I want to know, what do you guys think? I did not have nearly this much trouble selling antiques and stuff like that. I really did well. I should go back to Nevermore Antiques, because that was probably when I made the most money on eBay, and probably had the least amount of problems for doing it, the fewest headaches. So I've rambled enough. I hope you guys liked the video. If you would, go down, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe. So what do you think? Am I the wackadoodle, or are they a wackadoodle? I think they're a wackadoodle.